Hey, Aaron.
Hey, Leslie, how are you?
I'm pretty tired today. I've had a really long couple of days.
Mm.
Today's this is like my only act thing, that's scheduled to do. So kind of a recovery.
Mm,
Yeah.
no worries. Yeah. Well, just to kind of recap and confirm we're on the same page, I just wanted to make sure I know. So when we had talked, I just wanted to make sure that we set up a time to confirm um, this this page is what you're looking for, and we'll do what you need it to do for right now. And then, like you said, you don't have like a logo that's finished, but like if you get something that you would like dropped in, like I'm more than happy to add that. So you just message me and I can send you an updated version of this. But
Perfect.
um, so if you're happy with this when we're done, I'll create the PDF and send it to you, and you can start using it. And it can be a model for like your website, but you can use it as a resource you can give to people right away to just create more client conversations. And so
Yeah.
share my screen
Perfect.
here. All right,
I'm looking forward to
here
that.
we go. Yeah.
You know how it seems to be that just when you have something, a resource coming online, right before then you start having a need for it. Does that make
Mm-hmm.
sense? The way
Yeah.
kind of the universe unfolds is it's
Yeah.
we kind of want it to be like, well, let me have everything ready and
Right.
then the opportunity, but
Mm-hmm.
sometimes the opportunities are starting to come before we're quite ready. And I think
Yeah.
help us stay in action, but that's what I kind of feel like is going on with me
Yeah.
for this.
Yeah. It's
We
certainly
started
been.
working on this, and then
Mm-hmm.
right after that, my dog won the best in show. And so that
Mm-hmm.
catapulted her into a whole nother category of attention, which started getting
Mm.
more people looking at me, thinking about me. And then I'm like, I need a thing. Oh, thank God
Yeah.
I'm already making it.
Isn't that amazing? It's like all of the right things in your life are happening where you're creating the stuff that you didn't even realize you needed, and it's really really cool to be part of that process.
Yeah, yeah. I think for me that the tough part so far is still adjusting to the chaotic seeming nature of it
Mm.
because it's not so much of it's not in my control.
Mm-hmm.
You're just setting yourself up to be ready to be
Hmm.
an instrument,
Right. Hmm.
and you may have an idea of how you think your instrumentality is going to unfold, and then it just goes some completely different direction.
Yeah. Hmm.
And So kind of getting my becoming sanguine with that is one of my
Yeah.
challenges.
hmm
Yeah. Anyway, that's just kind of how I feel like things have been going for me in the last week or so.
Mm,
Yeah. All right.
yeah.
Look over it again.
All righty. So, would you like me to just read it top to bottom, and then if there's anything that you feel like you just want to say differently, but just kind of to hear it out loud, like if somebody was on a call with you, it's like, if somebody has a specific question, you can jump there, but like somebody was just kind of reading this.
Yeah,
Um,
let's do it this way if you don't mind. Let me read it
sure.
over first, then
Yeah.
you read it back to me, and then I'll read it back to you.
Okay, that sounds
And
good.
then that way I've taken it in on all the sensory levels and embodied it when I speak it. And if any of it it'll just give
Yeah,
us every way to check it out.
that sounds good. All
Okay,
right.
so give me just a minute to read over it again. So I see one thing I want to change. So under 3, groom your champion,
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to change teaching to learning,
Mm.
because that way it applies to
Yeah, that
the
makes,
handler as well as to the dog.
yes.
So number 4,
Mm-hmm.
I like it, except get your health questions addressed without feeling confused. Let me just bounce this off you, because
Sure.
addressed might be the right word.
Mm-hmm.
I just have to be so careful to not make it sound like I'm giving medical advice,
Sure.
that it's guidance. Because addressed is still kind of close to answered.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's not. So let's not change that yet, but that's the one that.
Sure.
So
Mm-hmm.
now then you say them back to me, and that's just one we can put in the back of our mind at the end to
Mm-hmm.
we want to
Yeah.
thing with. So now if you'll read them to me.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right. So we have Leslie Schreiner and her professional team specialize in helping you show your dog's best. She works with standard Schnauzer owners, families looking for a quality pet, and owners looking to finish their dogs as champions. So we have puppies. This step 1 is purebred pup consulting. So if you want to select a perfect puppy without getting a second-rate animal, we'll help you know the red flags when picking a breeder. Number 2, pro pup care will support you to correctly train and socialize your puppy to meet its full potential. Groom your champion We offer best-in-class grooming without learning bad habits. Crucial if you want to show your dog. So for older dogs, we do offer healthy older dogs consulting. So you can get your health questions answered and without feeling confused. End of life care. You can get family grief counseling and end of life care recommendations for your beloved pet. You're not alone. Hospice grooming. We offer delicate care for older pets to minimize stress while maintaining comfort and hygiene. For our professionally prepared services, we have confirmation consulting. So you can learn the hallmarks of a competitive champion dog and how to finish it from a consistently winning expert. We've got professional handling we can connect you to. You can use our recommended pro handlers to finish your champion so you don't have to. And our winner-worthy coats for owner handlers and ringside pickup. We strip your schnauzers so you don't have to. Maybe this should be will show.
We can.
Just
I was looking at that too earlier, and I think we can.
we can. Okay. I think that's a little bit more grammatically correct, and also it's like you don't have to,
Right.
do that service if you don't want
It's
to.
an option. It maintains the optionality of it.
How about discuss your health questions?
Yes, discuss. Yes.
Without feeling confused.
To something about then to reduce confusion or
Sure.
Discuss your health questions. To reduce confusion. Reduce your confusion. When so to make it 3 lines, so I'm like, discuss your health questions and reduce your confusion when the idea I'm trying to convey is when processing information from your vet.
Okay.
People get overwhelmed really easily. The vet's like, oh, this was a peritoneal pericardial hernia, which I'm because I specifically just had that one, and even I had to be like, okay, hang on, let me put my biologist hat on so I know what you just told me. And most people would just be like,
yeah,
that sounds horrible. What? I don't know. So discuss your health questions and reduce your confusion. Reduce your confusion. So I wonder if it's better reduce confusion or increase understanding.
Yeah.
Of the
that sounds better.
They're getting from their vet, and increase understanding. And more clearly understand your vet's recommendations, because I like that about specifically putting the vet's recommendations in there, because then it's very separate from
right.
I'm not trying
You're
to be
not right. You're not trying to tell them what to do. It's like if you're the place where, okay, we've been given these options, but I'm not fully clear on what that means.
Right. That I like that wording. I like that wording a lot. I can't see well enough. Does that have 3 dots or does it have 1?
Yes. It's 3.
Is it, what makes the decision about whether to do something, because I see there's 2 of them with 3 dots, that makes it be that an ellipsis instead of just a period?
So for me, this is like an aesthetic thing. But if it's not a clear cut like product or service, like if you were saying like, okay, I'm going to, as a service, I'm going to potty train your dog. It's like there's a clear, you're finished, you've graduated. With this, it's like we're going to more clearly understand. It's like you might come back for another recommendation. You might like you might want continuing service for this. Same
Okay,
thing with like
yeah,
training and socializing your puppy. Like you might want to continue training. If
so
there's
maybe,
like a if
yeah,
there's sort of like if there's not a definitive end uh, finishing line,
hmm,
like I get that's kind of like, and this is more of a subconscious thing that I do. I don't usually look that closely at. So if we want to just unify everything and just have a period at the end of everything, that's fine too. That's not wrong.
it makes sense to me. I knew there must be some underlying thing
Hmm.
about it. So then the only thing I'd add is maybe we add it after you're not alone for end of life care, if it still
Mm,
fits on the on the line,
hmm. Sure.
because you're not alone.
Yes. Uh-huh. Yeah.
I like that. Okay. Um, so number 3, I like it, and I'm wondering if it's slightly too specific,
Hmm.
or because I do high-end
Just
grooming, but they're not always champions. So I'm looking actually at the caption: groom your champion, um,
hmm.
groom your um maybe something like groom your top dog in quotes, or I don't know that that's the answer, but that way somebody doesn't rule themselves out because they don't have a show
Hmm.
dog, but they do still
Yeah.
take exemplary care of their dog.
Hmm.
And then the clarification is in there, crucial if you want to show your dog.
Hmm.
So the clarification is there for anybody who's like, oh, does that include me with my show dog? But it
Right.
doesn't rule anybody out in the caption who'll be like, oh, well, I don't have a champion, that must not be me.
Hmm. How about how about this?
That
Uh,
well, pups is too
it's under
narrow,
the puppy, sure.
and pretty doesn't isn't the right wording for the show, for the high level grooming. I mean, I like the grooming.
Hmm.
I liked grooming because
Hmm.
the only other place we specifically mentioned grooming is in hospice grooming, and grooming is such an important part of what I do. Um,
Hmm.
did you?
How about that? I mean, if the goal of this is not to give them all the information, the goal of this is to create a conversation. So if
Right.
you want to clarify, what does this mean in your world? Like, why would you pick me over going to PetSmart when I can get it done for 35 bucks?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, what am I getting when I pay 250 for my puppy? Well, what we're doing is in a literal sense and a metaphorical sense. Like we're grooming your puppy to become a winner.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're in a competition, we'll cut your dog so that it looks correct, that it is a representation. But it's like If you're getting ready to show them, if you think you may show them, and you don't want them to learn bad habits at a run-of-the-mill like grooming salon,
Right.
I'm here to help them know how to relate to care professionals, people who are around dogs a lot. They need to learn how to respect and be around that class of, you know, the people in their life are the boss. And they
Right.
need to act like that if they want to be a professional dog.
Right.
So that like this is I don't know. On some level, I feel like this needs to be something where it kind of opens a question for them because then you as the expert get to answer that and create clarity for them.
Right.
So it doesn't need to be so specific that they look at this and they feel like, okay, well, I don't need to ask any questions. But it
Right.
needs to give them this is the feeling of what your clients, the people who are going to be good clients for you, are going to want. It's like, well, I want to own a winning dog, or I want my dog to feel like a winner. That's how I feel like I am. It's like, so you're just kind of communicating the emotion
So
that,
let's do grooming your winner.
yeah, okay, that's good. I like that. Oops.
And looking across, I'm also seeing we need to have some consistency about uppercase
Mm-hmm.
at the beginning of all the words or not.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I didn't notice it before, but like end of life care
Yeah.
and winter worthing coats, those aren't consistent in that way. There's so
Good
many little
catch.
details, right? That you don't
Yeah.
even think of until you
Mm-hmm.
um
Okay. So would you like to read through these out
yeah,
loud as if you're kind of like looking at this with somebody?
yeah, that way you can hear how they sound and I
Mm-hmm.
can hear how they feel.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh, right. And I forgot we used top dog at the top. Do we want to
Mm-hmm.
capitalize those
Sure.
since we everywhere else
Mm-hmm.
we have? Okay.
Yeah.
Get help from a top dog. Leslie Schreiner and her professional team specialize in helping you show your dog's best. She works with standard schnauzer owners, families looking for a quality pet, and owners looking to finish their dogs as champions. Phase 1, puppies. Purebred pup consulting. Select a perfect puppy without getting a second-rate animal. Know the red flags when picking a breeder. 2, pro pup care. We'll support you to correctly train and socialize your puppy to meet his full potential. 3, grooming your winner. Best in class grooming without learning bad habits. Crucial if you want to show your dog. Phase 2, let's call that mature dogs.
Hmm.
Well, that there number 4 can be older dogs,
Mm-hmm.
healthy older dogs consulting, but in
Mm-hmm.
the caption itself, phase 2, let's
Oh, gotcha.
say mature dogs
Here, okay.
because
Okay.
that
It
encompasses
doesn't
both.
necessarily there mean they have to be elderly, but if they're okay.
Yeah, yeah. Um, and just to differentiate between puppies, because between
Mm-hmm.
puppies and older, it feels like something's missing in the middle instead of just
Mm-hmm.
puppies and everyone else.
Yeah.
Um, okay, 4, healthy older dogs consulting. Discuss your health questions and more clearly understand your vet's recommendations. I like that wording so much better.
Mm.
Yeah, that feels a lot better. End of life care. Get family grief counseling and end of life care recommendations for your beloved pet. You're not alone. Hospice grooming. We offer delicate care for older pets to minimize stress while maintaining comfort and hygiene. Change that to dogs. Because I can do help with end of life care for pets,
Mm-hmm.
but I only do hospice grooming on dogs.
Sure.
Somebody could bring me an old cat and I'd be like,
Mm-hmm.
I can't,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know enough. um, professionally prepared. Thanks, Nick. Confirmation consulting. Learn the hallmarks of a competitive champion dog and how to finish it from a consistently winning expert. I like that. Professional handling. Use our recommended pro handlers to finish your champion so you don't have to. Like that. Winner worthy coats. For owner handlers and ringside pickup, we can show strip your schnauzers so you don't have to. Yeah. Oh, and then down at the bottom, I guess we'll take out the place where it says your logo until I have a logo. Leslie has helped owners successfully show and finish their top quality dogs for 24 years and has over 3. So then that'll need to be updated when it's, for over 24 years. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. And has over 3 decades of experience working with standard schnauzers. She has worked as a veterinary nurse, professional trainer, and owns a specialty dog grooming business. Let's change owns to operates.
Sure.
Because owner doesn't necessarily mean they know what they're doing.
Sure. Should we change has helped to, oh, let's see.
To just helps.
Yeah, helps. Has helped for over 25 years.
That's why it has helped.
Mm-hmm.
Helps owners maybe with over 24 years of so maybe do we transpose it a little bit so that we talk about the experience first and then transition into Leslie helps owners, or is it better to just start with Leslie helps owners?
Let's see.
I guess it could be instead of for over 24 years, it could be with over 24 years. Then grammatically, at least it scans. I don't know if that sounds better, but at least then it grammatically scans.
Sure. Wait, let's see. Leslie helps owners successfully finish their dogs.
With over 24 years and over 3 decades. No, that doesn't quite work. Maybe we could consolidate and say with, I'm a little okay with over 25 years. Okay, I've almost got this. Leslie has helped owners successfully show and finish their top quality dogs with over 25 years experience working with standard schnauzers, comma, as a veterinary nurse, professional trainer. And no, that still doesn't quite. Yeah, so maybe has helped is without rewriting the whole thing. I'm not sure, and I'm not sure rewriting the whole thing is better than has helped.
Yeah, I think what I'm like the way that I break it up in my head is this is one item. So it's like you've
Mhm.
been doing this thing, which is the thing that they're most interested in you helping them with, which is I've helped owners show and finish your dogs for over 24 years. So that's one thing. And then it's like if I'm looking for somebody who's good at that, but also specializes in
Mhm.
standard schnauzers, like I've had, over 30 years of experience with schnauzers.
Right.
And then these are connection elements. It's like here's a little bit more about me that kind of relates. There's a little bit more on the periphery, but still relevant information that helps you know different ways that you can connect to why I know what I do, how I can empathize with you a little bit more, those sorts of things.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like that's kind of the model and the flow of like where that stuff comes from.
Yeah.
So I don't know if there's an effective or an efficient way to run this stuff together that just makes it
Well,
look better, but
I think it's good as it is. Is there a period at the end of business?
there is.
Okay. Okay. I think it's okay as it is.
Okay.
Like I said, I like the way you broke it down.
hmm
I think it's okay.
Yeah. In my head, I'm always like in the model that I use, like I always try to start with if somebody's just skimming it, it's like what's the most important thing to that person that's reading it, which is like the things that people most often come to you for is like puppies, older dog counseling, it's like, and then help with getting further in the show context. So it's like, so now I know where to go and like look for that kind of stuff. And if you want to know about you, it's like here and here. So that's the
Yeah.
flow.
Yeah.
Now, do you have a website or a booking calendar or something that you want as a link on here, or are you just mostly going to use this as like a graphical uh, resource that people
For
can
now,
read?
as a graphical resource, I am in the process. Somebody else is helping me set up a scheduling calendar and set up
hmm
a web page for myself, but it's
Perfect.
not finished yet. So that's kind of like in the logo department.
Okay. No
It's
worries.
work in progress, and it would be great to add that when I have it.
hmm Okay. Sounds good. So um, how are you feeling about the document?
I love it. I love
Awesome.
it.
So glad to hear that.
But
All right.
it's it's I didn't really know what I was looking for necessarily, but it's exactly
Mm-hmm.
what I was looking for because all the
Mm,
information's there. It's stated really well. It's non-cluttered way of expressing, oh my God, I do a lot of different stuff.
mm-hmm.
And it all fits together. It's cohesive because there's an overarching idea for all of it. And it's just so easy for me to just use that in every context where somebody wants to know about me.
Mm.
Let me look at it for one more second because I just have
Sure.
one more thought because I just thought of another context of where I might use it. And so let me see it with that in mind.
Yeah, let me pop this up here.
Can we bold or something my name at the beginning
Mm-hmm.
so
Let's
that
see.
if I wanted, so somebody's like, hey, can you send me a thing about yourself that they want
hmm
to use for something, for
Yeah.
a promo or something like that, that my
hmm
name stands out a little bit more. So
Absolutely.
the get help from a top dog is great. And if they're using it to promote me, they're going to want my name to not be tiny and buried in it.
Yeah. All right.
Maybe even do it in blue, like you have the,
I'm
like
not
you have the
sure if I can change the color on there. Let me see. I control the hell out of this. Yeah, I don't think that will let me change the
Okay.
color just on this one thing separate by
Mhm.
itself.
Okay, that's okay.
But
It's
yeah,
it's pretty close. It's almost a one sheet. It's not quite, but it almost is. So for speaking or so, because that's the next thing that's
mhm,
that I'm realizing looking from this, looking at this and going,
mhm.
oh, here's the other thing I really need to create for myself that I haven't been able to brought myself to start. And I'm overwhelmed because I don't do graphics and stuff, is a nice one sheet for speaking opportunities. So I know who to go to for that when I'm ready for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you don't mind,
No,
having
not at all.
it again for that.
Hmm. So something that kind of like an amalgamation between this and the bio that you created, something that demonstrates here's why you might want to have Leslie come speak at your event. And
Exactly.
okay,
That is a document that it just fully clicked for me. I do need that document also.
gotcha. Yeah, we can definitely create something like that for you.
Okay, let me think about timing of that. Um, let's talk about that next month
Sure, sounds
because
good.
I've kind of used the budget that I have for this month,
Sure. Mhm.
but that is a project, that is something I'll feel really good about having.
Yeah,
Just like and I'll immediately have full confidence and certainty to be able to just put it out and go, yep, this is great.
yeah, sounds good.
And because I'm in the process of doing some practicing some guest speaking with some other people on their podcasts and some stuff like that. So over the next
Mm-hmm.
couple of months, I'm going to be doing more of that. And
Gotcha. Hmm.
then I'll be much more ready to be like, yeah, I'm ready to speak on your stage. And here's
Mm-hmm.
my thing. Here's me.
Yeah,
Here's
sure.
what you can use to promote me to your audience.
Hmm. Do you feel like you are kind of formulating and crafting like your standard speech and like what you cover in a public setting, or are you just sort of like getting in the comfort zone of like putting yourself out there more?
So I've taken a speaking and writing course virtually through
Hmm.
Lisa Nichols. I've taken her Ignite your speaking and writing course twice now.
Hmm.
And so that involves creating at least a 3-minute speech with speaking techniques. And so there I've used that and I feel pretty comfortable within that framework.
Mm.
I haven't spoken in that format outside of that community, but
Yeah.
I feel like I'm ready to start doing that
Mm-hmm.
in this area. And one of the speeches that I specifically did for that course
Hmm.
involves a lot of this information about the
Hmm.
me as a handler, and competing
Yes. Hmm.
the professionals as an amateur at the highest levels. And so that is a speech that I would use in context to this audience
Yeah.
for when they're like, oh, but it's Westminster. Yeah, yeah, I know. And it's a thing. But you can I survived, you will too. Um, you know. Uh, so that's my speaking experience so far is
Hmm.
I feel I've gotten good I've gotten good instruction on that. So I've walked out to the edge of the diving board. I just haven't dived off the diving board yet.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's really cool. I'm excited to hear you're really growing your networking and like audience potential by speaking in front of people and getting in front of other people's audiences. It's really exciting.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not even close to the same person I was 2 years ago when I started, let alone even a year or 6 months ago. So,
Mm,
but yeah, speaking is something that I'll definitely want to be doing more of, and just having
mhm.
that one sheet to give people for just helps my credibility for their wanting to use me on
Yeah.
their platforms for however they might find to do that.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's probably next year what I'm expanding more into
Exciting.
next year. So if I have that one sheet ready, then that I can't use that as an excuse to hold me back. Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll create this graphic and I'll send this your way, and then just let me know as soon as you have the logo. I can drop that in really easily and get that updated for you.
Okay, perfect. Oh, thank you
All
so
right.
much.
You're welcome.
This is a big step forward. I needed the help to step forward. So
Mhm.
I appreciate that.
Wonderful.
I'm a pretty big fan of, okay, if you stay stuck on a step long enough, just get somebody to help pull you through
Mhm.
that step.
Well, I'm glad it really helped. I'm glad you felt like it was easy through the process, and it's been a privilege to be able to be of service.
Yeah. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right.
And if you can make a note to get back in touch with me next month about what we talked about for the one sheet, I'd
I'll
appreciate
do
that.
that.
I'll put it on my
Yeah.
calendar too, but if you reach out to me, then if I've gotten kind of overwhelmed with all the things going on again, then I'd be like, oh, there's my life ring. Let me grab it.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah.
All right. Well, take care, Leslie.
Yeah, you too. Thanks, Aaron.
Absolutely. Bye-bye.